You got a lot of nerve trying to touch me with the same dirty hands that touched that filthy hot spring. I'll never forgive you. I think this is the only optional fight in the game that has boss music, except maybe Turks? I thought it was weird that she has boss music. And I believe she also has the circlet, we already have 3. How's it going, Luke? How dare you cast that on the 2 people that don't have a ribbon? How's it going, Casca? Also, this enemy's name is Snow. It's kind of neat. I don't know if she can be poisoned. I don't think Kajata works because ice. Does laser work? I don't really know a lot about this boss. Laser works. Doesn't want to steal the circlet. Ow! Yuffie hurts. Yeah, Ozma is considered one of the hardest super bosses in the series. I actually have never beaten Ozma, because I played 9 when I was a kid. So I'm excited to fight Ozma for Fantathon. Alright, we got the big boy. Good old Alexander, who really is pretty strong. Let's try and work on them, I forget. Alexander has actually been in multiple games. I don't remember the lore behind Alexander. He is a holy steampunk building. I think he's a castle. I don't know, does anyone know the lore behind Alexander? He is a holy castle. Okay, if I don't pass out before, I believe added cut is nearby. If we go, I think, down instead of up left. Wait, it might be left. It's one of these. I think it's left. Oh, look. We got the little boy. How do we get into this many fights and never get the little boy? I have no idea why this enemy is so small. Such a weird enemy. How's it going, Bone? Yeah, added cut is a bit of a goon. It's in one of the screen transitions, so you don't expect it to be there because it's just a screen transition. And it's also, it blends in really well with the background. Zuloff actually pointed out, you know what, this ain't right. I think it's down. Zuloff pointed out that if you have certain types of color blindness, it can actually be like straight up invisible to you. This might not be right either. In the definitive mod, we changed the color of it to make it a bit easier to spot for colorblind people. Let me see if I look up a map, see if there's like a really nice way to get added cut. Usually I go down and to the left from the cave and eventually find it. Oh, it actually looks like there is a nice way to get it. That's right, close. So you could do it at the same time you get Alexander. Yeah, you go up. So if you're going for Alexander and you want added cut, you could add this to your route. We got double boys. Forgot to sleep, so I have like no MP. Hopefully this is the right side of the map. Sounds like my life. I forgot to sleep, so I have no MP. See you, Godrin. No, I've gotten like no limits with Cloud, actually. I only have Clim Hazard unless I got one and missed it. Oh. The thing is, when you have enemy skill, whoever has enemy skill gets all their limits. And Red 13's had enemy skill for a lot of the game, so he has like a lot of his limits. Because you just get so many kills. Meteor Rain might be one of the strongest limits in terms of how early you get it and how strong it is. Okay, so you would go here, you would go down, and then you can go up left to get to the hot springs. But if you want added cut, you could add another detour and actually go up. Dynamite's pretty funny, yeah. I always loved how he lights it with his cigarette. Nice touch. See you, Deluge. Have a good weekend. So, normally you'd go up and left to get to the hot springs, but if you actually turn around and go the same way you just came from, which is kind of weird because you have to go to the left a bit, you can then get added cut. Will be on the second screen. Added cut is interesting. If you have somebody that does a lot of physical damage, and you add it to, like, Death Blow, it can be really strong. If you're doing the Tifa strat, it's incredibly good. If you're doing Tifa Power Soul strats, added cut is, like, mandatory. That was weird. There it is. So yeah, it's really hard to see. The shining effect helps, but yeah, it can be hard to see if you don't see blue on blue very well. Then you can just turn around and then go do the Alexander loop, and you can get it all in one shot. What I like about added cut is you can add it to Death Blow, and it kind of gets rid of the deficit to Death Blow. So, like, the idea behind Death Blow is you get an auto crit, but it's really hard to hit. So you have, like, this, do I want to attack and probably hit, or do I want to take the chance for a crit, but probably miss? But if you put added cut on Death Blow, then you get both. You get a chance to get a crit, but then you also get a regular attack. So it kind of makes Death Blow a lot more of a useful materia, instead of being this, you know, chance to get a crit, but a chance to miss completely. And if you do hit with Death Blow, then you're doing big damage because you get the Death Blow crit and then the added cut. I think the problem, including, you know, my own problem with it, is that I always like to give it to Cloud, and Cloud's weapons kind of blow with hit percent, so I always miss. A lot of people see Death Blow and they're like, oh man, Cloud's the man for that materia, but then he misses everything. Yeah, I think, off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I think Death Blow HP Absorb and Death Blow added cut means you get Death Blow with HP Absorb and then an added cut with one cast of Death Blow. Pretty sure that works. Yes, if you have a 255% weapon, Death Blow will always hit. So it can be really good for, like, Vincent, like we were talking about before. Also going Teef. All materia, that's what it is. Kind of useless. Dude, I love Barrett's Death Blow animation. It's so good. The wind-up pitch. Also, one of my favorite Death Blow animations is Red 13's. Because he does, like, a double flip. And the sound effect is so good. I mean, Red 13's regular attack is so good, but yeah, his Death Blow is great. I'm doing great, Teef. It's good to have you here. How's it going, OMG? Your favorite materia is all materia? Man, what a interesting choice. I love all materia. It's so rad. Yeah, fun fact, all materia sells for the most if it's mastered. We used to sell an all materia in the New Game Plus speedrun for a very small amount of time. finally done with the Great Glacier. Time to go to the cave. There's not much super interesting in this cave. We have Magic Breath, the Ribbon, Malbros. Great Glacier. False advertising. This was another section that was incredibly difficult during my ×3 playthrough. Because I froze in like a second. Yeah, Bad Breath is really good in this game because most random encounters can be somethinged. I want to say almost every random enemy in the game can be put to sleep. I can't think of an enemy that like can't be put to sleep. I mean, there's some enemies that are immune to everything, but a lot of enemies can be put to sleep. A lot of enemies can be frogged. A lot of enemies can be poisoned. A lot of enemies can be confused. Final Fantasy VII Materia versus Final Fantasy VIII Junction System versus any other Final Fantasy equivalent system, which is best? I think the Materia system is pretty obviously the best, the most memorable, the most unique. Gives you the most opportunity for customization. But I actually like the Junction system. I think it's garbage. But I like it. Does that make sense? I like the idea, and it could have been great, and in some ways it is great, because it's fun to break, but in terms of actual balance and casual playthrough, it's awful. It's confusing, it's too easy to break, it's just not good for a casual playthrough. But for, like, challenge playthroughs and stuff, the Junction system is really deep and fun. I also really like 9's equipment ability system, but it's kind of taken from 6's a bit. Here's the ribbon. Pretty hard ribbon to find casually because you have to walk through the wall. Hey! I took off Manipulate, but this guy has Trine also. If you manipulate him. God, Yuffie just doing massive damage. God, dude. Magic Breath does so much damage. Honestly, I feel like Stilva's kind of a beginner's trap. If you don't have one of the elemental things equipped or Dragon Bracelet. Here, take a Circlet for a minute. That'll help you survive. And take Manipulate. Till we find another one. You get so many Sid weapons here. You get the Mop and Bone Village, you get the Viper Halberd right before this. You get the Javelin there. They kind of had to make up for lost time with Sid, so he gets a lot of weapons in a short amount of time. Yeah, And Magic Breath takes 75 MP, so I don't know if it's necessarily best in terms of MP, but it does do all the frickin' damage. Alright, 3 steps, another fight. No, pincer attack. This is a great Clim Hazard. I specifically hate the space underneath you. Take that. Alright, Red 13's mad. Yo, Bryce, thank you for the 597. Appreciate it, my man. By the way, you can walk away while this rock is rolling. I'm sure most people know that, but you don't have to watch it. Stova? Hey! Wow! Someone was mad. Starts the fight off with a magic breath. Let's try this again. Oh, Yuffie countered. You weren't supposed to do that. If you want to get Magic Breath easier, or Trine easier, you can equip the crown here. You get it right before this. Manipulating's not that hard though, so I don't usually equip the crown. Cloud's enemy skill doesn't have Trine, so I figured why not. Why not? He's here. This is the only time you can get it, so. After this, it do be gone forever. Today on Random Twitch Comments, I freaking hate my mop. Me too. Where's my booty? I was promised booty. I hate my mop too. Our mop sucks. When I used to work at the bowling alley, I used to have to mop the entire bowling alley at the end of the day. But they had like this great setup. Great mop. Great bucket. 9 out of 10 bucket. Now, but I got used to that nice mop. Now my home mop sucks. That was my story about mops. I always forget which way to go here. I think it's right. I don't know. We'll find out. It's probably not. It's probably up. It's up. I know it's up. I should just turn around. I know it's up. It's definitely up. 100% up. You better hurry, Cloud. You gonna freeze. Now we go right. Well, you don't really have any other option. I don't even know why it asks you. And then... Nope. Bowling alley puns. My favorite. Whenever people would come up and ask for shoes, and some like bigger guy would ask for a huge pair of shoes, my coworker would always say, "You know what they say about men with big shoes? They're good bowlers." And maybe 3% of the time the person would laugh. And the other 97% of the time, they just look at him like he was an idiot. But I think that's what he was going for. Big socks. You know what they say? Big socks. Oh, I wanted the rep. I wanted the tent. Ginormous socks. Look at Zoloff telling us his shoe size as if he can even fit in the bowling alley in the first place. I'm up to your nonsense. Zoloff doesn't go to the bowling alley. He just throws cars down the parking lot. It's like a pile of cars. Crumples up one car and rolls it. Tries to knock them all down. Zoloff smash. Now here's where we can start fighting big bad breath boys. The big Brad breath. Should check out Alexander. Alexander takes the same amount of NP as Kajata. 10 more than Bahamut. Kinda weird he doesn't take more than Kajata does. He's way better. Although, like I said, Kajata can do insane damage if an enemy is weak against more than one element, but that's pretty rare. Transformers, more than meets the eye. We did Gajata earlier, but sure, I'll do him again. Just for you. Because I like you. Ha! Surprise visit. How would Zoloff ever surprise visit me? Everybody in the town would be like, oh my god! What is that blocking out the sun? Is that Zoloff? Surprise. Maybe if he dressed up like Godzilla. And then everyone would be like, oh my god, it's Godzilla! Then he gets to my house and he like zips and you're like, oh, it's Zoloff. Then it'd be a surprise. Alright, these icicle fights are actually kind of annoying because there's a lot of enemies. There is a fun workaround though. Check this out. Right over. Don't even have to kill the bats. I was so happy when I found that out. Because I hate these fights normally. Also, Fire Armlet. The other elemental armlet. Not too much of a reason to equip it right now. Do you have laser? Not too much of a reason to equip it now, but it's a good armlet. Slightly worse than the Bolt Armlet for some reason. It's the worst of the three, I think. Yeah, it's the worst of the three. But, draining fire can be pretty useful. There's a lot of fire enemies. I don't know why the game asks you to drop down after every single icicle. I always thought that was weird. Maybe they just thought these fights are hard and you might want to jump down to save, but you'd think it would just ask you to jump down once you beat all four. But even that's kind of annoying because there's a chest up here that you want to grab before you jump down. I think you can do just the first three and still make it across. The fourth one is just for the chest. But you wouldn't know that till you jump down anyways, so it's kind of weird. Yo-ho, Bone! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs in the chat. Thank you so much, Bone. You're taking these icicles down with laser precision. I'll give you a laugh for that. I gotta laugh. My weekend is complete. Well, you know, you don't get any laughs anywhere else, so I figured I'd throw you a bone. You're a dad now. Everyone just stares at you when you make jokes. Yo, Fox! You get the old eye roll. Just means you're a dad in training, OMG. It means you'll be a great dad someday. You already have the best skill. We got Gauntlet. I think Gauntlet's underrated. It's pretty strong. It's just Bloodfest is cooler. This is a funny typo. This is called Last Elixir. It's actually a Mega Elixir, I believe. Don't know why it's called Last Elixir. I think it was a placeholder. They forgot to change it. If you bump up against the thing here, I believe you can jump back down. Do you have to leave the screen first, though, maybe? You might have to leave the screen. There we go. Yeah, it's not a typo, but I think it was like a placeholder, or they wanted to make another item, and then they just never changed it. I guess it could have been a mistranslation too, but I doubt it. Oh my god. Circlet and Magic Plus doing work. I mean, look at it. Look at how much this Circlet does. Cloud has 86 magic, Yuffie has 77, Red 13 has 118. Like, no one else's stats are even in the 90s. Red 13 has 118 magic. And 91 spirit. Imagine if I gave him a bunch of magic sources. Plus the NP plus would get a better benefit because his static magic would be higher, so the magic plus would boost more. Enhanced sword. I really like the enhanced sword a lot. 8 connected materia slots. First weapon in the game to do that, and the only one to do that for a while. The attack is weak on it, but I do believe it gives you a magic boost. $86 magic. 87. Let's go. One magic. It's because the organics also gives a boost, so it's just one more than the organics. I'm gonna just keep the organics for now. Yeah, you can make Cloud quite the magic caster. Give him a circlet, enhanced sword, magic plus, comet, Bahamut, Alexander, blow up all the things. Oh yeah, doesn't the Dragon Armlet give a magic boost? I don't actually remember. You know, people ask me all the time if I could change one thing about the game, what would I change? And I always say the characters, like their stat lines. But another thing I would love to change is to actually tell you what the heck the armor does. You know how freaking nice that would be if the Gigas Armlet was like, hey, it gives you an insane amount of strength. I mean, they have the section there to tell you. They just don't tell you. Dragon Armlet doesn't give magic. It is good, though, for the magic caster to have the magic defense. Or the elemental defense, no magic defense. That's a big boy. I don't think you can manipulate them, can you? Big Oscar. Come on, give me the Brad. Give that Brad breath. I don't remember if there's a... oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I couldn't remember if there's a health threshold or anything. I love how close he gets. He's gotta make sure he's accurate. How's it going, Shadow? How's it going, Amp? Do most people think the Final Fantasy VII Remake is good? I mean, I can't speak for most people. Given the reaction I've seen on my personal videos about it, yes. It also sold very well, so yes. How's it going, Bristol? Hey, good to see Eric's. I mean, I think most people agree it's a good game. It's whether or not they like it, but most people agree like it was a well-made game. I think you're probably letting your nostalgia or dislike of that type of game cloud your judgment if you say that it's a bad game. I don't think anyone can really call it a bad game. It was very, very well made, and in a gaming industry where microtransactions and battle royales and games that are $70 but have 30 hours of gameplay are very prevalent. It was a $60 game with like 70 hours of content, so I think it was worth the money. It was a well-made game. I don't think most people can really argue that. Now, whether or not you liked it is completely up to your own opinion, and people have very good reasons to like it or not like it. So, like, that's totally up to you. But just in terms of, like, was it a good game, I think it's a pretty hard argument to say it was, like, bad. Or that it sold poorly, because it sold very well. Like, it was a success. You know, like from an unbiased standpoint, it was a success. Whether or not you like it is totally up to you. There's plenty of reasons to like it, there's plenty of reasons to dislike it. So, the correct thing to do here is to put on all the elemental stuff, put on elemental earth on somebody, elemental lightning on somebody, etc., etc. But I'm not really that worried about it, so I'm probably just gonna go do the thing. We have elemental fire. No one has elemental earth, which is a good thing to have, but here, since we don't need a ribbon, I'll just throw on the fire ring and the ice ring and have a good old time. Another big thing here is you can fight dragons. Oh, and you can fight these boys. One of my favorite enemies in the game. The Cloud! I think it was supposed to be Coral, but for some reason it's Cloud! These guys are cool and, like, never used. You can fight dragons here, and you can steal dragon armlets, which are really good against this boss, obviously, but also just really good in general. So it's worth it to steal some dragon armlets here if you want them for this boss or the future. There's also a very strange gimmick with this room. Ugh, arg! Oh my god, look at Cloud's model. It's like 4 pixels. So, I think we've talked about this before, but when you fight a boss fight, the game activates a flag that doesn't let you escape encounters. And after this fight, they forgot to remove the flag. So after this fight, you cannot run away from encounters until you leave this screen. Also, you can steal a protect ring from the right head. It has to be the right head. The left head has nothing. And this is the only place you can get the protect ring, so it's actually a really important steal. Oh, his left, not my left. Or his right, not my right. The protect ring isn't, like, super mandatory. I mean, you have, like, Big Guard and stuff. But, I actually, when we did Cloud Soul Necrosis, I actually had to come back and steal this ring to continue the playthrough, because I needed something with Protect off the bat without having to cast it. Oh, is there another one? Where's the other one? Why did I have to come back? I remember I had to come back in Necrosis, so I thought this was the only spot, but maybe this was the easiest way. Oh, you can morph movers, yeah. That's right. Well, that's not till the very end, so that makes sense as to why why I came back to get this one. Also, I didn't see how much damage Bahamut did, but I'm sure it was insane because of Red 13's magic stat. I should have given Red 13 Alexander. It probably would have been like 7k damage. god, that comet damage is disgusting. So by the way, this guy has a really cool AI that you can actually take advantage of. The left head does ice, the right head does fire, and then every 7 hits he does the Quake move, and then every time a head dies he does this electric move. And so when you're doing challenge runs and stuff, there's actually like a ton of planning you can do when going into the fight to make sure he only does certain attacks when you want him to do certain attacks. The Quake Attack is actually a big, annoying attack that causes a lot of people to get killed here. Oh, is it 5? Okay. Every 5 attacks. So the reason that the Quake move is kind of annoying is that it goes off no matter what. So like, for example, if the left head is queued up an attack and the right head is queued up an attack, and then you kill one of, or actually, nah, forget that. If the left head has an attack queued up and the right head has an attack queued up, and then you hit him for his 5th attack, he can do 3 attacks in a row. You could go left head, right head, and Quake all at once. So it can kind of goon you if you're not careful. And then also, like, let's say the left head has an attack queued, and you kill the right head, and it's a 5th attack. You could get, like, the death attack, and a Quake attack, and a right head attack all at once. And, you know, take a bunch of damage that you're not expecting to take. So he could be kind of a jerk if you're not careful. Cloud died, which I'm kind of sad about, because he didn't get experience, but none of his stuff is that important, so... It's fine. So, just to show this off, if you get into a fight here, and what's really goony is that it can be a dragon, too. But yeah, you cannot run away from fights. It'll say can't escape. And of course it's a dragon. Because they forgot to remove the flag. Oh, that's right, it's not a steal, it's a drop. Let's check out Gauntlet. I forget what the damage ratio is on Gauntlet, but it's actually pretty good. They say it gets a bad rap because Bloodfest is so great, but Gauntlet's pretty strong. How's it going, heroes? Rad bread. I mostly just did that to poison him. Oh my god, red 13. Dropping the damage. Yay, Dragon Armlet. I should, before I forget, put my ribbons back on. And I could give you a Dragon Armlet. And you can have this. And that. Does anyone have ice? Nope. I do not know. Thanks for the host, Siri. How you doing today? I still can't escape because we still haven't left the screen. I do not know what would happen if you ran away from the final boss. I think you would probably win. Rad breath. Big strong. Yo, how's it going, Bayako? You know, speaking of strength versus MP, I know Brad Breath doesn't do any damage, but man, it makes a lot of fights completely free. And it only costs 58. I mean 58 is kind of high, but yeah. 58 is a small price to pay to make a fight actually free, if they can be frogged. So, I guess there is that. So yeah, I do not know if... I do not know how the flags work with the final bosses, but for example, Final Fantasy VI, if you end a fight in any way other than all of your characters being dead, it just accepts that as you winning. Instead of trying to code like, okay, if the final boss runs out of HP, then you win, they just made it like, if you're not dead, then you win. And there's a good chance they did the same thing in this game. Where if you can just get out of a fight, get out of a boss fight in a way you're not supposed to, it would just accept it as a win. So, but I'm not actually sure. I'd have to look into it. I feel like you're being very neutral in this conversation. Oh, about the remake? It's just because I've talked about the remake so much that I wasn't giving my opinion. I loved the remake. It's like one of my favorite games. I enjoy action RPGs, and I enjoy what they did with the story to make it fresh so that I didn't know what was going to happen, and it made it exciting. I have some issues with some of the things they picked, but overall it was a fun experience because I didn't know what was going to happen at any time. I freaking love Barrett's character. I love all of like the stuff they added and some of the scenes they added to make them more fleshed out. I loved like a lot of the Barrett scenes and the Avalanche scenes. I love the music. I loved the DLC. And I'm just like a huge fan of the combat because I like action RPGs. So I loved the remake. It's one of my favorite games. Yo, how's it going, Dude Zero? Either one. Like any of the final bosses. Any boss in the whole game. If there was a way to run away from them. My guess is that it would give you the win, but I'm not sure. Okay, we have to decide if we're doing a double day today, because now's a good place to stop, and it's stopping time. If we do a double day today, that'll probably take us up to, like, Junon, maybe? Or a little further? This is kind of a good place to leave it, and we could jump into, like, Nightmare Mod. And it's already 1 o'clock. So if we do a double day... Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat. It's like, I'm cool with whatever. To be honest. I'm cool doing either. I'm seeing a lot of double day in the chat. So maybe that's what we gotta do. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do a double day. I'm up for it. I don't have to end the stream right at 5 today or anything, so we could go a little further and make sure it's the 4 hours for the episodes. And, yeah, everything's so crazy and hyped today, and everyone's here, and everyone's having a great time. Let's do it. Double day. There's a lot of new people here, too. Like, a lot of people that are saying, like, this is their first stream, so it'd be cool to do a double day for them.